I think a lot of times people don't realize how insensitive it could be to have opinions on things that you have no understanding of. Think that we kind of like confuse ourselves, prematurely pass judgment, and we're not realizing how much we can directly and indirectly affect everyone involved. Everybody probably need to mind this until the truth is undisputed.
They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface, you feel me? And being around him, you.
Did Busta Rhymes forget he was being filmed when he let slip some major tea about Diddy?
From my own learning experiences and being through, you know, none of us are exempt from going through challenges and obstacles and trials and tribulations, some are way more intense and extreme than others.
Back in the day, Busta was out here riding hard for Diddy, defending him like a true friend, no questions asked.
Gotta learn how to help people get through them. And that's the angle in life that I like to approach things from.
So what's next for Busta? Will he manage to dodge the fallout? And what does this mean for Diddy? Should he be worried? Let's find out. Busta Rhymes is telling everyone to chill out about the whole Diddy legal drama, saying it's making people jump to conclusions in a really bad way. At the premiere of Venom: The Last Dance, he told Extra that folks are way too quick to judge and crack jokes about Diddy's ficking charges. Busta didn't say the charges shouldn't be taken seriously, but he definitely wasn't down with all the snap judgments being thrown around.
I also would like for everyone to be mindful of the thirst and the urgency and the need to speak on the situation.
Busta told everyone to chill and let the truth come out, asking people to back off for now. He pointed out how his timeline is full of people giving their opinions, calling it all a little too thirsty. His take was pretty much in line with Method Man's, who's also frustrated that Diddy's case keeps getting dragged into hip-hop conversations. Busta and Diddy go way back as friends and have worked on a ton of tracks together. And Busta's not the only one backing Diddy through all this drama.
I think a lot of times people don't realize how insensitive it could be to have opinions on things that you have no understanding of outside of what you're being told.
Many are questioning why Busta Rhymes is openly backing Diddy, especially considering the controversial allegations surrounding Diddy's personal life. Given Busta's own history, it's raising more eyebrows than providing clarity. Busta, known for his high-energy performances and unique rap style, has never been far from rumors throughout his career. There's been talk about his alleged involvement in secretive relationships, as well as speculation around his unusual fashion choices. Though he's never directly confirmed or denied these whispers, some think this could be why he's choosing to stand by Diddy now.
Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. Well, I know he was in the little group, so if I go out with somebody, like a group of people.
The connection between Busta Rhymes and Diddy seems to run deeper than just industry pals. Some are wondering if Busta sees a bit of himself in the allegations that have followed Diddy, or if there's a quiet bond between them, built on shared experiences and maybe even unspoken secrets. People in the industry often talk about a brotherhood among those who've been through similar struggles, where loyalty trumps public opinion. Some are even speculating that Busta's support of Diddy might be more strategic than it appears. By backing Diddy, could Busta be trying to protect his own reputation or steer clear of unwanted attention? With all the drama surrounding allegations in the entertainment world, there are whispers that Busta's support isn't just about friendship. It might be part of a bigger move to safeguard himself. There's also a theory that these public displays of loyalty could be a coded message, signaling alliances or debts that run deep in Hollywood's inner circles.
Oh, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this is common knowledge, bro.
Could Busta's silence and unwavering loyalty to Diddy be a way of keeping his own skeletons hidden? Or is he trying to avoid the kind of scrutiny Diddy's facing? The timing of his support is definitely raising questions. And then there's Ice Cube's recent revelation about Busta, which isn't just idle gossip. It seems like a calculated move from someone who's always been vocal about the shady side of the industry. Cube's no stranger to calling out the so-called gatekeepers of Hollywood, those who pull the strings behind the scenes. He's repeatedly warned about the hidden deals and alliances that shape the careers of even the biggest stars. By targeting Busta, Cube might be hinting at something much deeper than just a celebrity beef. It could be a crack in the facade, exposing the power dynamics at play in the industry.
I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all gotta deal with.
Some people think Ice Cube's recent comments aren't just a dig. They might actually be him spilling the tea on what he's seen behind the scenes. Cube's been pretty outspoken about the gatekeepers, those powerful folks who control who makes it and who doesn't in the industry. And he's hinted at knowing some shady stuff that goes on between Hollywood elites. So, could it be that Ice Cube, who's probably witnessed some of these shady dealings firsthand, decided to call out Busta's connection to Diddy, knowing just how big of a deal that could be?
You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what, who? Come on, man, stop playing.
Busta sticking by Diddy, a guy tied to all kinds of allegations and rumors, might not be just about loyalty. Some are wondering if Busta's support for Diddy actually shows he's aligned with the same powerful groups Ice Cube's been warning us about. Cube's comments could be more than just talk. They might be a heads up, hinting at how deep these connections really run. Maybe Cube's trying to say that Busta's loyalty to Diddy isn't just about friendship. It's more like a must-do to stay on the right side of the people who really call the shots.
Determined to prove him wrong, that it forced me to excel. He wanted me to do what he wanted me to do. He used to force me to come to work his way.
This twist adds a whole new layer to Ice Cube's past comments about the gatekeepers in the entertainment industry. Could Cube be hinting that Busta's shady past, full of rumors and questionable moves, has forced him to follow certain rules? Maybe Busta's connection to Diddy isn't just about being friends. It's more about staying protected and keeping his place in a system where sticking with the right people can either make or break you. Things took a turn when rumors started flying that Busta might have been living a lifestyle similar to Diddy's. The plot thickened when Busta began trending after his former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, dropped some major tea. CC claimed Busta made some strange requests involving young men and even went as far as calling him a super zest monster. Things definitely got wild real quick.
Oh yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster.
Big Homie CC claims that within Busta's entourage there was a lawyer who happened to be gay, and Busta apparently wanted him in his section so much that he pulled the lawyer over, sticking him in a corner with the group. The lawyer ended up staying there with Busta and the crew.
Pulled him into the section. And then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy.
Big Homie CC went on to claim that Busta's alleged interest in men is pretty much an open secret, adding fuel to the fire. A new video from a popular male YouTuber has also gone viral. The YouTuber, who's openly gay, shared that Busta once tried to pick him up outside a club, inviting him into his VIP section. He says Busta even held his hand softly, asking him to join him inside. Thinking Busta was just being friendly, the YouTuber agreed and went along with him.
Across the street, and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now, I ain't know it was Busta at first.
The YouTuber claims that his boyfriend got jealous, leading to a full-blown argument between the two of them on a New York City street, so he never actually made it inside the club with Busta. This isn't the first time Busta's made waves over rumors related to the LGBTQ+ community. Hip-hop historically hasn't been the most welcoming space for LGBTQ+ individuals, largely due to a lack of representation over the years. Many have followed an unspoken rule: there's no issue as long as no one comes out, and with influential rappers like Busta Rhymes sidestepping questions on how the LGBTQ+ community might be embarrassed if they did come out, it hasn't exactly encouraged up-and-coming entertainers to feel fully comfortable in their own identities. However, the hip-hop scene is slowly evolving, thanks to artists like Lil Nas X, who openly refuses to date celebrities, and Frank Ocean with his impressive net worth and influence. More and more people in hip-hop are starting to embrace the LGBTQ+ community. Even veteran artists like Snoop Dogg have begun to show support. He once said, "You can't be in a locker room full of MF Tough A dudes, then all of a sudden say, hey man, I like you. You know, that's going to be tough." A lot of rappers have shifted their views over time, including Snoop, but not everyone in the game is ready to fully embrace this change or talk about it openly. It's clear there's still a long way to go before hip-hop becomes the inclusive space Snoop envisions. Busta Rhymes, for instance, has had a complicated relationship with this whole topic. He famously walked out of an interview when asked about gay rappers, which shows he's not exactly comfortable with the conversation. Busta, whose real name is Trevor George Smith Jr., has been a force in the rap game since the mid-80s. By the early 2000s, he was on top, solidifying himself as a superstar. He wasn't just K-ing it as a solo artist, though. He was also working with some of the biggest names in music, like Mariah Carey, the Chris Brown, Lil Wayne, and more. These collabs helped him reach a wider audience and put him on the map beyond just hip-hop. Plus, Busta became known for being one of the fastest rappers out there, with his hit single Break Your Neck clocking in at an insane 12.2 syllables per second. Busta's collaborations weren't just with other rappers. He also worked with artists from different genres, which helped bring rap to people who might not usually listen to it. He went from being a rap icon to a full-on music superstar. With all that fame, everything Busta said was under the microscope, especially his comments about gay rappers, which have been remembered in hip-hop history. His reaction to being asked about LGBTQ+ issues in hip-hop stood out, and given his long run as a rap icon before becoming a mainstream name, he was the perfect fit for the PBS documentary Hip Hop Beyond Beats and Rhymes.
Flap was Brooklyn. I thought Long Island was soft. My mom's told me we had to go. I was vexed. I ain't even gonna front. I got to Long Island, I saw flower beds and
The documentary covered several topics that were challenging for many in the series to discuss, and for Busta that meant diving into the issue of homophobia in hip-hop culture. When asked why there aren't more openly gay people in hip-hop and why homophobia runs so rampant, Busta didn't clarify his stance any further than he had with previous questions. Instead, he chose to stand up and walk away from the interview, seemingly prioritizing his reputation over addressing the issue directly. Busta Rhymes has weighed in on Frank Ocean's decision to publicly announce that he is gay, saying, "Whatever that man does in his personal space is that man's choice and that man's business." Earlier this week, Ocean publicly revealed that he was a on his Tumblr blog, saying that he was in love with another man. MTV News spoke to rapper Busta Rhymes about what he thought of Ocean's announcement. Rhymes explained that he believed a person's preference should have no bearing on their careers, and for Ocean people should judge him on his musical talents alone. Rhymes said, "Whatever that man does in his personal space is that man's choice and that man's business. I am an extremely huge fan of Frank Ocean. His music is impeccable to me. And as far as I'm concerned, I respect the dude completely." He added to MTV, "Just keep that music poppin' the way you've been keeping it, brother, and you got my money. You got my money from the concerts, you got my money from when you put them albums in the stores, and it ain't gonna stop. As long as you continue to contribute your greatness, God bless him." Speaking specifically about whether the hip-hop community was ready to accept an openly gay or bisexual artist, Rhymes answered, "I don't know if it's just about hip-hop being willing to accept it. I think the whole world is ready to accept whatever people choose to be in life. From hip-hop all the way down to the common man that walks the streets on the earth every day, we're at a place in life where we gotta respect and accept what people choose as their path that they wanna walk in life. Because ultimately you want people to respect what you choose as your path and your journey in life." Busta Rhymes lost some fans along the way, and it raised questions about whether he was hiding something. Many people who were around him have said that he seemed uncomfortable in the presence of LGBTQ+ individuals. While it's possible he didn't personally agree with the lifestyles of some of his fans, that certainly didn't justify him using To make things even more confusing, in 2006, Busta was spotted at a Miami restaurant known for being a hotspot for transvestites, gay men, and drag queens. Considering his apparent disdain for the LGBTQ+ community, or at least what he seemed to want others to believe about his views, it was a bit puzzling that he chose that particular place. It was there that he openly shared his feelings about gay people, making the whole situation even more contradictory and adding to his reputation for controversial behavior.
I got some I could come tell my mother. I could sit down and tell my mother about how that felt. You know what I'm saying? I could sit and tell my mom's, my first wet dream or some.
So there was this one time when a young gay guy tried to approach Busta Rhymes from behind to give him props for his recent comeback, and Busta flipped out. He turned around and shouted, "Why the F are you touching me, man? Get the F away from me." According to someone who was there, it was a pretty intense moment. Two of Busta's bodyguards quickly stepped in and dragged the guy away. After that, Busta kept going, saying, "I hate Fing FS, man. It was a pretty bad look, especially since it wasn't the first time Busta had shown some seriously behavior." Then there was this incident at Cheeseburger Baby, a restaurant in Miami Beach. Busta and his crew tried to skip the line because, well, they thought they were important people. But the restaurant was all about treating people fairly. First come, first served. Busta finally got his order in 10 minutes, but wasn't happy because they put the condiments directly on the burger instead of keeping them separate. He went off on the staff, throwing slurs at anyone who was gay. The owner just wanted him out of there as quickly as possible, so they fixed his order just to get him to leave. Stuff like this, along with other incidents over the years, really turned some fans off from Busta. Some people close to him even think he might be in denial about his own Oh, and there's this other crazy story from 2019 when Busta almost got into a fight with a guy who called him gay. TMZ got the footage of the altercation. It was around 4 a.m., and Busta was going at it with this construction worker. The guy called him a FO, and Busta lost it, even throwing a punch, though it didn't land. The whole thing ended up with NYPD officers on the scene, but Busta was clearly ready to defend his name. According to a celebrity news site, one of the construction workers involved in the 2019 incident with Busta Rhymes actually filed a harassment report later that night, claiming that Busta was the one who started the confrontation. He said he felt threatened and even dropped his phone out of fear during the whole thing. But the NYPD didn't buy it. They told TMZ they didn't find any evidence to back up the construction worker's story, so they ended up closing the case. This wasn't the first time Busta had been involved in a tense situation around that time. Earlier in January, he nearly got into a fight in Times Square after someone accused him of making a pass at a man's wife. Plus, there was that heated argument he got into at the 2017 Revolt Music Conference. Despite all these incidents, there's never really been a clear explanation for why Busta seems to find himself in so many confrontations.
If it's just about hip-hop being willing to accept it, I think the whole world is ready to accept whatever people choose to be in life.
Over the years, the hip-hop community has been working to move away from homophobia, but some individuals remain entrenched in outdated attitudes. In the 2018 song Boss Life, Offset, a member of the multi-platinum selling rap group Migos rapped the line, "I do not vibe with queers." This casual use of a perceived anti-gay slur reflects a troubling history within the genre. However, the discussion sparked by Offset's lyrics provided an opportunity to examine how hip-hop is evolving. In response to the backlash, Offset took to Instagram to address claims of homophobia, aiming to clarify his stance and engage in a dialogue about inclusivity in the genre. He said, "I didn't write the line about gay people. I have said before since these issues before that I got love for all people. My passion for fashion has led me to a lot of gay people around me who I have mad respect for, and we are very cool, so I'm not in a place where I'm hating like that." As the fallout from Ice Cube's explosive remarks continues to reverberate through the industry, the spotlight remains firmly on Busta Rhymes and his controversial support for Diddy. With the resurfacing of allegations surrounding both artists, questions loom large. One person wrote, "I don't even think this is about being gay. This is about abusive power and control, making people do whatever they want." Another one added, "With seeing and hearing all of this, my heart truly goes out to Orlando Brown. I remember as a kid coming home in a rush just to watch That's So Raven on Disney. Orlando was so goofy and vibrant, can only imagine the trauma they caused. Literally drove that man crazy. I hope he and every other victim gets justice and can one day somehow find peace within." That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.